Members of Argentina's cultural movement are in a state of alert following the rise to power of right-wing President Mauricio Macri. During Macri's 8 years at the helm of the Buenos Aires city government, he persecuted the city's independent artists and the cultural centers where they perform, allegedly for health and security purposes. Performers say that they're being shut down because they are critical through their art of Mauricio Macri's policies. Only days after swearing in to become head of state, a cultural center was violently raided and shut down, while many of its members were arrested and even tortured. teleSUR's Poblete has more from Buenos Aires.
This is the Teresa Isabel Cultural Center in the Buenos Aires neighborhood of Almagro, where independent bands offer live gigs, where underground theater comes to life, and where children come to learn how to read and write. All these activities happen in cultural centres like this one all across the country, where the well-being of the community is well and truly placed over profit. Organisers of this cultural centre say they have lost count of the times that Macri, as city mayor, has ordered their closure.
The problem is the persecution, the criminalization and the silencing which the Buenos Aires city government and now the national government under Macri offers when it comes to cultural expression with a critical message, but not just because of the content of a song or a theater play, but because it proposes a collective grassroots organization of the cultural scene. It proposes a participative and rebellious cultural scene.
Members of Argentina's cultural movement say that Macri will continue to persecute them from his new and more powerful role as president. They remain in a state of alert.
With Macri, there has always been a policy of cutbacks and shutdowns instead of the state being an active player that can identify deficiencies and difficulties and be a promoter of culture. Instead, it follows a marketplace logic, which determines that whatever is not within the bounds of what the government considers as commercially viable is left out. So we are very worried.
Early this week, a cultural centre called the Cultural Battle, located in the northern Buenos Aires suburb of Vicente Lopez, was raided and closed down by unidentified police officers during a live music show. The police officers, who did not have a valid warrant to carry out the raid, illegally detained everyone who was inside for 3 hours before violently pulling them out of the cultural centre. They were then taken to surrounding police stations where various methods of torture were applied against them.
During those 3 hours that we were detained inside the cultural center, we were continually bullied by the police officers. They said to us, "Your government is over and all of you are dead now."
It's very clear that they don't care about the lives of others. They don't care about human rights. I remember asking the police officers to respect our rights.
Members of this cultural centre say this raid, which happened only days into Mauricio Macri's term as president, is a sample of what's ahead. Poblete, teleSUR, Buenos Aires.